Hey guys, Tara here. Welcome back to an episode of Race Mania here on BeamNg.drive on the Road Atlanta circuit. Now, starting up front today is the return of the Supra, but it's a really horrible looking riced out Supra. And in second place, literally right up behind it, is the return also of a Scirocco, this time the sleeper version. And in third is the first of the regulars, this time in kind of like a pinky flesh kind of colour. The Ford Falcon, and in fourth the Bolide V12, this time in the Bolide Scuderia livery, and then the car at the back, the car that needs to win, is the Roma Derby version, so it goes fast enough. So remember to comment down below which car you think's going to win. Honestly, I think the Roma's going to, because of just how its sheer size and weight, but I want to go for the Supra, something different, because I never really choose the front car to win. Yeah, Supra though gets a nice start with the Scirocco. That's a load of wheel spin, that's gone literally nowhere. Now here comes the Falcon, and oh no, that's crumpled the Scirocco, that's pretty much folded it in half, near enough. The Bolide gets a good start, the Roma's still not the best in the wide acceleration, and everything seems to be fairly okay after that massive collision start. Well, I didn't take out the rear window, but it's destroyed pretty much everything else. Now then, all the cars now catching up now to the Supra. That Supra, although it looks hideous, that aero on the front of it might actually be doing something, so this car could end up being actually fairly aero dependent. And now then, the Scirocco is just getting completely obliterated now as the Supra gets a little bit offline, but yeah, I think that Supra is four-wheel drive, the Scirocco is front-wheel drive, so everything needs to keep front wheels intact, although the Falcon is getting a bit offline. It's going slowly. Here goes that's the rear wing gone on the Bolide. Now then, are these two now stuck together? I'm not quite sure, but the Bolide though is going to get sent round. Is it going to hit the wall? It's trying to turn itself away. And the front of it though is just going to nudge, but literally not really anything damage from that's going to affect it. Although the newly shaped Scirocco is all over the back though of the Supra, so despite those rams, of course the back of it isn't really all too important to keep in one shape because the rear wheels have no power going to them. And now then, the Bolide going in the wrong direction of course, because that's just what it wants to do. Now then, without its rear wing, I don't know how aero dependent this car was. And let's try and get it to actually, well, first of all let's get it to stop, and let's see if we miss anything up front first. Looks like everything's being fairly tame. Now then, let's try to get the Bolide going in the right direction. This thing is gonna have the speed to catch up, but unless something happens with one of the cars up in front, then I don't see a way of it getting past the Roma, because that, if things stay as they are, will be the first thing that it needs to catch up to. Now then, the Supra, it still looks in fairly mint condition because the Scirocco, although it's ramming the back of it quite a bit, the Scirocco isn't the heaviest car in the world, so it's not going to have the most pushing power. It's being sent quite a bit offline here by the Falcon, but it's doing a good job of keeping itself in front, but it definitely does look quite a bit worse for wear, but I still have no idea how that rear window's actually survived. It's still trying to get sent around though, but the rear of it is going to be fairly light as well, but it looks like you can just slow the pace down and it's going to be able to get itself back under control. The Bolide, why is that stopped? I put that on random and now it's turned itself now onto disabled. Okay, well it's definitely going to need to put in quite a performance now to actually catch up. As the Roma's still taking it fairly chill, now it's finally caught into the back though. That's quite the ram on the back of the Ford Falcon. Now that's dented the little Scirocco even more, but the rear window still survives. And look at that. The rear window is literally the strongest thing on that car. Somehow the rear lights still work, because all that squabbling is just allowing the Supra to pull away. And as this Supra got a camber as well on the wheels, I think it's definitely got camber on the front and on the rear, so a bit of camber can help with track performance. So okay, the Falcon's been sent round, missed that, and I'm surprised that thing that actually got sent round because the front wheel drive, yeah, the Scirocco is the lightest thing, and now can this thing actually get itself out of the gravel trap? I mean, it should do. Now this could give the Bolide though an opportunity to finally catch back up and actually get out of last place. And the Falcon's going to need turning around because no way is this thing going to go in the right direction to start with, and it's going to go the wrong direction anyway. But actually no, it's actually going to get itself turned around, but I got a feeling it's going to plant the power and then end up spinning itself out like that, and that's the rear bumper. That's probably got to be the least dramatic way to lose a piece of car. Just hitting it on the curb and it just loses the will to stay attached. And let's get the Falcon though going back now in the right direction. Get a bit of speed going so it gets it out of the wheel spin. That should be fast enough. Let's put that now back onto random and hope that it stays on random, which it is. The Bolide though got a bit of catching up to do still though. Actually, wait, the Roman's now up into second place. Where's the Scirocco gone? Okay, send the Scirocco around, so he missed that. But the Scirocco though, that's actually a really nice J-turn. Gets itself back going. Somehow this thing is still working fairly well as well. Now then, this is a battle now. The nearly intact Supra with a lot of camber, so might be quite difficult to spin out on the Roma. The beast of this round, the Brock Lesnar of this round, it needs to use all of its pushing power now to try and do something against the Supra, because the Supra is so much slower. If you can just absorb the hits and just keep yourself composed, keep the pace slowed down, they might actually be able to try and keep the win, and the Supra will become the car that needs to take victory. So, everything else is face out though further back, and the Bolide though still looks to be going okay, because the hits in the back of it were nothing too spectacular. But now then, the Supra, it's so much smaller as well than the Roma. This thing has got a hold on for a whole entire lap in front now of the Roma. Something's actually sticking out the front of the Roma as well. I think the bit of the engine sticking out, so that's not going to be the healthiest thing in the world. And actually, the Scirocco might actually catch up if these two keep squabbling, but then again, the Scirocco's not going to be able to do anything about the Supra. Well, it didn't for the first lap, and it's definitely not going to be able to do anything about the Roma either. But the Roma is now just smashing out the back lights of it almost. And those rear lights look more just like more of a sticker than the Supra in GTA 5. But now on to the second lap of the race, and it's the Supra that leads. It's actually pulling away a bit from the Roma, so the Roma, it's not the best in the acceleration. It gives quite the nudge to the back of the Supra, but the Supra is holding it all fairly okay though. Now the Scirocco comes around the final corner now to start the second lap of the race in P3, and the Falcon is a bit behind. It's got a bit of catching up to do. The Bolide though, that's needs to get out of last place because things stand. It will be eliminated along with the Roma because the Roma isn't winning. And the Supra could actually end up being, has a really realistic chance of being the car that takes victory. The Roma though still shoving it along. The Roma though really not taking much time. That rear bumper though, the Supra doing a great job of absorbing every little nudge and pretty much pinging itself back out. It pretty much, it's like it's stretching it backwards a little bit, which means gives it more of a cushion to absorb more damage. Now then, coming down into the first corner, everything's still fairly even. I mean, this is where the Roma took the lead in the previous round, where it just shoved the Supra wide, shoved the Vendetta wide in the previous round, and to take the victory in effect by just pushing it out of the way. As it needs to do something here, it's pretty much the same with the Supra though. Goes later on the brakes, it's a lighter car, so it can carry more cornering speed. So with that camber, surprised though it's not actually, it's just about not scraping the front bumper on the curb, because otherwise that would rip the front bumper straight off. The Roma though is going to be running out of opportunity, because really that straight was really its best opportunity, unless it can do something through the S's. I think its next chance is going to be. The Scirocco though still going strong, surprisingly, in third place. The Falcon, for what matters, is still all completely intact. And the Bolide though is easily catching up though, but has he got enough time? Is he going to be able to do anything as well to get past the Falcon? Because either way, between one of those two at the minute, it's either going to be both of, or one of the more elder cars in this series that gets eliminated from the next round. I'm seeing a bit of smoke actually coming out. Oh, the front bumper! The front bumper's gone underneath the front wheel, and it's gone out wide. The Supra's gone straight on, and the Roma's thrown to the lead of the race. The front bumper, it's like it just caved in. It's actually got stuck now under the Supra. Has that stopped a wheel? That stopped one of the wheels. What's happened there? The front bumper looks like it's just collapsed. Now then, let's get that front bumper out. See, something's sparking as well, so something's gone very, very wrong under this car. I mean, it's not the splitter. And then let's put that back now on full speed. And that wheel is actually it's locked up. Wait. Seriously, the rear bumper from the Falcon has got stuck under the wheel here of the Supra, and has taken it out of the lead of the race, and also destroyed its front bumper, and has now destroyed that wheel completely. That's not gone well. And now I've got to hope the other wheel still actually does something, which it does. because now then this front wheel is gonna need to be removed since it's inverted itself. Now then, hopefully that other front wheel actually still does something, which it still looks like it does. But now then, here comes the Scirocco though, coming at some speed. The Supra's crawling. The Scirocco's been trying to find a way up the inside. It's scraping away along the side, and it's eaten the splitter. So it's eaten the skirt on the side. And now then, that's locked with that wheel as well. So now then, you've got to try and pull this out now without destroying the Scirocco's front wheel, which it looks like it's just about going to get it out in time. But now then, what damage? Has the damage though already been done? The Scirocco though, again getting a slide on. Is it going to try and spin itself out? No, just about managed to get it under control. Here comes the Supra though. Now it's got itself composed, giving a bit of a nudge. And then just like the Supra may well actually be the car that goes out, because these two, the Falcon and the Bolide, not too far behind, but the Roma been gifted the victory. Things getting so lucky now. This thing, the beast, it's easily going to get around though. No worry about it going out with damage. And the Scirocco though, pulling away now from the limping Supra. I mean, it's not over till you cross the finish line, and the front bumper didn't help things, but the rear bumper, I mean, the Bolide got round it last lap, so I don't even know if it must have been on the racing line or something. The Scirocco though is actually going to come away, it looks like, with a very unexpected second place. And here comes the Falcon though, is catching right onto the back though of the Supra, as the Roma's not got too much further to go to actually win the race. And one of the front lights has been taken out there as well. We know it still looks pretty much fine. Now they can a limping Supra do anything against the Falcon, and oh, that's quite the ram, but still the Supra keeps it under control, because with its slow speed, it's going to be, actually it gets shoved out a bit wide. I was about to say it's not going to be the easy thing to shove out of the way, and the Falcon goes and proves me completely wrong. And but now that's the Supra now down into 4th place. It's almost in the elimination zone. And now then, the Roma, how far away is that from taking the final corner? Not too far. The Roma is the car that's going to win, but now the Bolide, that's coming up now to ram the back of the Supra fairly soon. Now then, is this going to be quite hard contact? Yes, it is. And then that's actually locked the bumpers together, and that's the Supra sent round, and the Supra is now in last place. And now then, the Roma coming up to the finish line, and it's going to be a second victory in a row for the Roma. And let's put this on stopping and see how far it actually goes, because the brakes on it are fairly good, although it does go quite a bit of the way. The Supra's now actually managed to get confused, and this thing I was thinking would be an issue for the cars to shove out of the way when it had actually all 4 wheels attached to it, but that's a fairly crippled rotor as well. But it's not like I actually need to remove the rear bumper at this point, because it's in last place. Let's put the Supra back now onto random. Because now then, the Scirocco coming up now to the final corner. Honestly, this thing I didn't expect to survive, given it's not too much faster than the Scirocco that went the first time, and how much he got destroyed at the start as well. But that rear window somehow managed to survive, and that's going to be second place for the Scirocco, going at 60 miles an hour, so that's fairly quick for a second place car. Let's put that now on stopping. Is this thing going to have any contact now with the Roma? Looks like it's going to pull itself off to the side, and not even going to go as far as what the Roma actually did. So the Scirocco keeping peace at the end. It'll be third place though for the Ford Falcon, getting a bit of slide on the final corner, so still maybe feeling a bit of handling issues. And then that's going 50 miles. That's actually going 10 miles an hour slower than what the Scirocco was. So the Scirocco with some good acceleration once it actually gets going. And then the Falcon looks like it's going to be fairly tame as well. And then it's got the Bolide now to come across the line in P4. So the two main cars that have been for so long get through once again. That's going to be quite the ram at the end. It's not over yet for the Falcon, and that pretty much just cripples it, pretty much gives the taste of its own medicine for what it did to the Scirocco at the start. Now then, it's still got to wait for the Supra to get around. This thing, if it wasn't for the Ford Falcon's rear bumper somehow ending up in a place where it could get caught by the Supra but not by the Bolide, I don't know where it didn't even see it. So yes, that's going to be a new first placed car for the next round. And I imagine all the other cars are being something it's quite a bit easier to actually shove out of the way. Coming up though to the finish line, it's still actually going to make it to the finish, and somehow with its rear wing still attached, coming across the line crawling at 44 miles. I say crawling, It's only about 5-6 mile an hour slower than what the Ford Falcon was doing, and that was near enough perfectly fine. So but I'm stopping, I'm not expecting this thing to go... Actually, it went further than I thought it was, given how much it's crawling. Is it going to send itself though into the barrier? Just stops before. So that's been this episode of Race Mania. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Remember to check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links to them will be down in the description below. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.